speaking of like, or the inverse of like, which would be dislike, we're going to jump over to Michelle Bachman, who is brilliant. I don't think for a second, Mercy, we would want to suggest that Michelle is a rube, a nitwit, a knuckle-walking hispidulite, although she may walk on her knuckles when she's next to her husband, who walks on his knuckles, but that's because there's 6 men behind him.
Her husband to whom she submits.
To whom she submits.
We got clear on that this weekend, too.
And let's understand submission. Now, according to Michelle Bachman, one submits in order to, because the Bible tells me so, as it were. You'll notice I'm halfway faded out on this shot. It's my way of being slightly invisible, halfway back in the closet during this topic. Let's hear Michelle Bachman explain how the Bible has told her for years that she must submit to her husband when asked officially on Fox News. Does that mean when you're in the White House, as President of the United States, your husband, Marcus, gnawing on a hot dog, sucking it out of the bun, tells you to submit? Will you put the entire country and the thermonuclear weaponry on hold to submit to your husband, especially if he says, why don't you just launch at France? Here's her answer.
You described a moment in your life when your husband said you should study for a degree in tax law. You said you hated the idea. And then you explained, quote, but the Lord said, be submissive. Wives, you are to be submissive to your husbands. As president, would you be submissive to your husband?
That question, Byron.
You're welcome.
Marcus and I will be married for 33 years this September 10th. I'm in love with him. I'm so proud of him. And both he and I, what submission means to us, if that's what your question is, it means respect. I respect my husband. He's a wonderful, godly man and a great father, and he respects me as his wife. That's how we operate our marriage. We respect each other. We love each other.
Respect and love.
If it were mutual respect and love, wouldn't there be submitting on the other side too? But we didn't hear anything about that.
Well, it's all nonsense. It's all wordplay. It's all pure politics. Which means then, therefore, if the police pull you over and order you to submit, you can say, I respect you, but take a hike. Right? This from a presidential candidate. It's all nonsense. As we continue, let's remember what Marcus Bachman, her virile husband, pointed out when referring to gay people, my people, by the way, being that way.
TW.
That way, also known as TW. That's right. I'm coming out right in front of my grandmother right now. Marcus Bachman refers to us as basically beneath animals. And remember, we learned this simply in life. When you point at somebody else, you're actually pointing 3 fingers back at yourself. Or as we like to say, you spot it, you got it. Here's Marcus in a wonderful rewind to remember his position, as it were.
Understand, barbarians need to be educated. They need to be disciplined. And just because someone feels it or thinks it doesn't mean that we're supposed to go down that road. That's what's called the sinful nature. And we have
like the visuals on this shot?
as parents and as authority figures not to encourage such thoughts and feelings to move into the action steps. And let's face it, what's our culture? What is our public school system doing today? They are giving full, wide open doors to children, not only giving encouragement to think it, but to actually encourage action steps. That's why when we understand what truly is the percentage of homosexuals in this country, it's small. But by these open doors, I can see, and we are experiencing that it is starting to increase.
Wow, I want him as my voiceover teacher.
Oh, boy.
I mean, what a remarkable guy. The good news is he gave you his entire a la carte menu of his desire menu. He wants...
open doors.
It was all there, open doors. He actually has a head count on how many gays there are on Earth, not just the United States. Now, I would ask you, let's just pick your average straight guy out there in the world. Does he sit around obsessed with counting gay men? I don't think so.
Not so much.
He may be busy with other stuff, like having a life. So when somebody is that obsessed, like Captain Ahab, doing whatever it takes to bring down Moby Dick,
so to speak,
one has questions to ask.
Yeah.